So in the second subtask of the CSV Data Analyzer project, we're going to be displaying the data, that is, we're going to be updating the display info function. So we're going to print out the data in a neat legible format. So let's look at the objectives. You have to check whether or not the input CSV is empty or not, because we cannot print out an empty CSV. And if it is empty, we're going to print out a message, no data available. And then we're going to print out the dataset information like total number of rows and all the column names. And finally, we're going to print out the data in a formatted way. So here is our expected output. Now coming to the code, let's look at the display info function. So we have given void over here, that is, we're not going to be returning anything. And we're going to take an array of arrays as an input, that is data. Now first you have to check whether or not the input CSV is empty. That is why we're going to run a simple if condition. So if data equal to null, or these two lines stand for or data is empty. So we're checking if the input CSV is empty. So if it is empty, we're going to print out no data available, and then we are returning nothing. And if the data is not empty, that is, it contains some values, then we're going to print out information, and we're going to print out total rows, and we're going to get the number of rows using data.size. If you remember, data contains only the values or the data of the CSV, but it doesn't contain the column names. That's why we won't add column names as a row over here. And after printing out the total number of rows, we're going to print out the column name, and we're going to run a for loop. So over here we're basically iterating the total number of columns present in the CSV. Then we're going to print out headers I plus empty space. So over here we're going to print out the column names, that is headers I. For the first iteration, when I is equal to 0, headers of 0 will give the first column name, which is name. So we're going to print out name and give an empty space, and then in the second iteration we're going to print out age, and so on. And then after that we're going to print out a new line character, because we want to go to the next line and print out the data. So we have one more for loop which is exact same as the previous one. So basically we're printing out over here so that it can be seen along with the data. Because if you look at the expected output, first we are simply going to print out the columns, and then we're going to print out the columns along with the data. So the first one was for printing this out, and the second one is for printing this out. And after that we're going to print out a new line character. And now over here we're going to actually print out the data present at each column. So for int I equal to 0, I less than data size, data.size will give out the total number of rows, I plus plus. So over here I'm going to get each row present in the data array using the data.get function. And for the first iteration I'm only going to get the first row. And now for the first row, for int j equal to 0, j less than row.length, that is the number of rows, j plus plus, system.out.print row of j plus empty space. So if you remember, each row in the array will be an element in the array of arrays, that is, each element is an row. So in that row we are going to be iterating to the length of that row, that is the number of values it has present in each array. So since we have 4 columns, we're going to have 4 values. So we're going to iterate through each of that to print out the data. So we'll be printing out the data using the row of j. After printing out the data, we need to print out 2 spaces to make it look legible. We'll be doing the same with everything else, as you remember. So even for printing out the column names, we gave out 2 spaces over here. And once again, we're giving 2 spaces so that it aligns with the column. And then we're going to print out a new line character. And then that's it for this particular function. Now coming to the main function, if you remember in the previous subtask, we had written a bunch of if-else conditions so as to redirect the user to different functions based on the option given by the user. So here we'll be redirecting the user to the display info function. Let's just run this code once. So let me give data.csv, and let me give display data info. So you can see over here I've displayed all the info in a neat legible format, and I've displayed the information. Let's just submit this code once. So past both the test cases, let's move on to the next subtask.